Hi, I'm Jolie, and thanks for being here with me while I do my payday routine. It is the second paycheck in April, so I'm going to use the envelope method to enter my paycheck into my budget template and assign all of my dollars to my budget envelopes. But first, I have a couple of expenses that I need to enter that haven't been entered yet, and I have about four expenses that I need to go through and clear before I do anything else. So, first things first are to enter these outstanding expenses. And the first one is a tutoring bill that was paid out of my checking account. And this one is coming out of my tutoring envelope. And the amount was $30. And that's it. Okay, we can close that and move on to the next. The next is I paid out one of the kids' allowances from bank account, and it came out of child number one's fund, and the amount is $11, and that's it. And it's showing here that I have a negative balance, but once I enter my paycheck in and assign the money to the tutoring envelope, that will be taken care of. So we can just close that and keep moving. Okay. The next one is daycare. And this was paid out of my checking account as well. And the envelope is daycare. And the amount is 187. And same thing here, it's negative. But once I enter in my paycheck and get it assigned, the balance will come back to zero. Okay, I have one other thing to enter, and my savings is automated. So the $500 contribution to my savings account already came through. So I'm going to add the contribution for April 15th. It was $500 um, to my investment, no, to my savings. The funding account, the money came out of my checking account, and this money is going to come from my emergency fund envelope. Okay, and now that is complete. So we can close that. And now my savings account balance is now 3,500, and I'm 29% way to my goal. And here my envelope, emergency fund envelope status is overspent by 500. But again, once I get the money entered and assigned, uh, the balance will come back to zero. So, okay, great. Now let's take a look here in my uncleared expenses and see if there's any expenses here that I can go through and clear. I'm pretty sure some of these earlier ones that went on the credit card I can get taken care of real quick. So let's just see. 37.35 at Chick-fil-A cleared. 37.78 cleared. 98.05 cleared. Oops. cleared. Did the grocery purchase clear? E Yes, it did. Okay. 484.75. That cleared. Okay, and then now all I'm left with are the three expenses that I just um, entered. And I can verify that my credit card balance is correct at 752.73 with 15% credit utilization. So very good there. Okay. All right. Here's the fun part, getting paid. So this is, oops, paycheck number 2 for April. And the amount is 35.43.45, and the money went into my checking account, and this is income and complete. So we'll close that, and now I have 35.43.45 in my unassigned money. So here we go. We get to go through all of these envelopes and assign money to each of them. So I'm going to start with the mortgage envelope, and I always put in half of the money. And let me just change this funding frequency back to biweekly so that I can get the amount that I'm supposed to contribute. So 626.66. So you go here to assign money, and the amount is 626.66, and close. Okay, now I have that amount put aside for mortgage when it's due for next month. And then utility is supposed to get 75. So yeah, 75 to utility. All right. Um, Groceries got way overspent. Um, but that's okay. I am going to uh, put in the $300. And if I have any money left over, I'll go back and put in more to help me climb out of this hole. So right now, instead of being overspent by 600, I'm overspent by 394. So, all right, home maintenance is supposed to get 200, but I think I'm going to skip funding that one. I'm going to skip clothes. I'm going to skip the car fund, and I'm going to give personal care. Uh, I'm going to give personal care 28.33. I had $50 as a funding goal, but I think that's too high. I'm still trying to find the right amount to keep in here, but seeing as how my grocery bill is so high, I'm going to do the bare minimum for personal care. Okay. All right, now that's not bad. $37.69, almost $40 to spend on personal care products. That's more than enough. Okay, water bill, 25. Assign. Okay, $25. Okay, daycare. Let me assign 185. I am $2 shy of what I'm supposed to have in here. But I got overcharged by the daycare. So I'm going to leave it like this. And then when I get a credit to my account, I'll put the $2 in here. But I'm not going to assign more than I know I'm supposed to be paying for the daycare. Okay, moving on to debt repayment. 173.51. So I'm going to put half. This is the half payment for my student loan. All right. Now for my savings. Um, I was supposed to do the 500 once a month, but that's okay. I'm gonna half the payment. Put that in there. Okay, retirement is supposed to get 291.67. So 291.67. Okay, close that. In my emergency, we'll put that $500 in. Okay, close that. And $0 available, and I contributed to my fund this month. So great. Okay. Oh, let me check how much I have left. Okay, 1,088 left to assign. Okay. Uh, this no judgment. I overspent in here, and I think I said I wanted to assign $40 here. Let me close that. Yep, perfect. So now I have 25.49 worth of no judgment money to blow. All right, my me envelope, I am going to skip funding that. I'm going to fund the activity fund because this $63 is already pre-spent. We have an activity planned for this weekend, and I'm going to spend that $63. So I want to start working on building back up the fund again. So let me go ahead and put the $25 in. Okay, so now I've got 88.18, but I'm still going to keep my budget for our upcoming activity at $60 because I don't want to spend into that 25. Okay, and now holiday fund. I think I'm going to skip it for now and move on to my subscription. And let me just check. Yep. Okay, I'm going to put in $20 to my subscription fund. Okay, 48.87 is available. And then my child fund, I'm going to put $50 here. And close that. So I overfunded by 1468. I did. Um, oh, so hmm, okay. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it overfunded. I'm okay with that. Okay. Moving on to child number 2, 4656 to this one. To meet the funding target. And $50 is available for tutoring now. I think my tutoring is supposed to be $60. $60. But I'm gonna put in 55 because um I still have $5 left. Yep. So there I'm at my target. I got about 1,000 in travel and this toppers. Actually, I'm not gonna fund the toppers one right now. Let me get out of this and see how much I have. Okay, 851.72 to go. Because the sick fund, I spent money that I didn't have in here. So I'm gonna fix that. And then in my miscellaneous fund, I'm going to put 96.69 in to bring it back up to 100. There we go. Okay. Now let me see. I still have 663.14 left to assign. So let me just do a quick overview and make sure I have all the basics covered. And I think I do. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and fund one of my top priority goals and um, get this goal completed since I've got a little bit of little bit of money left over. So 256.95 is what I can assign here. 256.95, and the money is going to go to the block. Okay, now I've got 406.19 left. And all right, awesome. The Mont Blanc goal is complete. It's great. Okay, so At this point, the really only other place to put the money uh, left over, the 406, is in the groceries. So I'll go ahead and do that, assign the rest of it just to get it um, topped up. Oh shoot, and I have forgotten what was the amount I owed it? 394.17, I think. Was that 60 cents? Okay, let me come back here and fix this one, fix this transfer. Okay, this should be 77. 77. Okay, now scroll back up. And yep, okay. $0 available, 916.90 spent. And surprisingly, um, I'm still below my typical spend. Um, last month I spent 762.93, which represented 9% of my income, and um, that was that was below my typical spend. But I next month for sure I'm going to probably be above because I did spend quite a bit. So now I've got 1142 left over, and I'm going to throw it in the me envelope. Okay. Now I've got 58.99 and $0 in my unassigned. I'm all assigned, and that's it. All done.